Learn arm wrestling and get stronger together.
Hey guys, make sure you buy the upcoming East vs West 14 pay-per-view. I've put the link in the description below. Alright, so this is a lesson, one of the most important lessons I think I've learned from Gary. So you can see in this match, I'm trying to go up nice and high knuckle, and I'm trying to just surge. I'm trying to hit into position, use a little bit of speed off go, but it's not working. I'm ending up underneath his hand, and whether we're in strap or out of strap, it's continuing to happen. So there, I try and hit, but again, I'm not getting the hand position that I need to get a stable position. And this final round, I really try, once we're in strap, I'm just gonna absolutely send it super fast. Gary's setup is better, he's got a bit more height. I send it backwards. But Gary holds stable. He holds at one of the strongest angles that he's got. I've completely left my hand behind, and that taught me the need to establish hand control in the first second. So you'll see these next few matches that I have, the first few seconds of every match, I'm holding steady in that position until I get a semblance of hand control. So in those first couple of seconds after the go, you need to not surge until you get hand control. Once you've got hand control, that's when you can start applying your back pressure and taking it over your side of the table. Back pressure has a multiplicative effect on your hand position. So if you're in a 2% worst hand position and you apply back pressure, it's going to pull you further under, and the only avenue for you at that point is to put shoulder in and go for a flop press. Subsequently, if you are in a 2% advantageous position in the hand and then you apply your back pressure, it's going to mean that you end up in an even more advantageous position. You might go from 2% advantageous to 10% once you've applied your back pressure. Then you're in a more efficient position. You can work the position, get into a spot where you can pin your opponent. So the most important second in arm wrestling is the 1 second after they say go. You need to establish some form of hand control before you start applying your back pressure. Back pressure without hand control, at least in the form of a top roll, is not going to get you anywhere. The one very rare exception to this is a Todd roll, where you're essentially clamping your hand, your cup goes back a little bit, but you maintain pronation and back pressure and just absolutely drive downwards and backwards to get the pin. This kind of technique can be effective against pure top rollers who aren't looking to secure their cup so much. They're really trying to fight mostly with pronation. But this is a very niche and advanced move, and I wouldn't recommend this for the vast majority of people. So typically, until you get hand control, you're better off holding your hand position stable, and actually you can let them take you slightly off center if it means that you're maintaining your hand position, with the hope that after they surge a couple of times, they actually bring themselves out of a good position and you ending up with some form of hand control. If you apply back pressure before you establish hand control, you end up underneath your opponent's hand. So you can see here, we're teetering on the edge. He surges a little bit without hand. It actually gets me into a better hand position, so I'm able to apply my back pressure for the pin. Once I get that hand control, that like 2% advantage in the hand, lay on the back pressure, because once you've got hand control, back pressure has a multiplicative effect. If you have a 2% advantage in hand control, then you apply your back pressure, you might then end up in a 20% advantageous position where you're efficient and you can either hold the efficient position or potentially pin, depending on the situation.
He's cursed with a stronger left hand. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Every competition a reminder of what he can and cannot be.